welcome and thank hospitality of Fred and David, which I still do on behalf of all of us. Unfortunately, David is not there. And I think I'm doing the right thing by saying we all wish him well. First and foremost, Alan, many thanks for yesterday's evening fish and chips and additional fodder. Very nice evening for the aliens amongst us. Welcome to, I have to use my little list. Welcome to Mother, Sister and Brother Wilson and the rest of the Wilson clan. And welcome to the parents of David, Dorothy and Frank, who unfortunately will not be able to enjoy the company of their son today. And welcome to what would a day like this have been without the most gorgeous flower girls in the Great Britain. Welcome to 3 Dutch sisters and 1 Dutch uncle. The most generous person of the whole family. We all know what the Dutch uncle stands for, don't we? Well, I won't embroider on that. The dearest and closest of Car, her friends, her girlfriends from the United Kingdom, from Europe, from the continent. Mom, you're trying to kiss me at a distance, but I know exactly what I want to say. One outstanding is our 3rd pale-faced Japanese daughter from Rome with her husband, Fucha. And we have among us 3 long-distance runners. Number 1, Car's very close friend, Kimmy. Kimmy from New York, flew in yesterday, flying off tomorrow. Joined in her long-distance exercises by Dale and Jasmine. Let's see, forgotten anybody? No, I think, no, and then of course, yes, no, of course forgotten, beloved friends of Petra and myself. Whoops. Most of them from the continent, who also, and why have we invited close friends of ours? Because Car has always been very close to them, and vice versa. That was the main reason why we feel so honored to have a number of very lovely friends of ours at this table and at this weekend. Okay, now you think I'm hungry and I'm sitting here, and now food, far from the truth, because I will now start my speech. And I try to speak as quickly as possible to keep it within 42.5 minutes. Look at them now, the happy couple. Yeah. Happily married, in love, balanced, united, in harmony, confiding, at ease, communicating, Discovery, understanding. Yes, all fine and dandy, but beware of some of the pitfalls. Ka, do not ever ask, darling, what would life be without me? He might well answer, cheaper, darling, much cheaper. Or, imagine, Kai, you say to your darling friend, Kim, the pediatrician, Alan sometimes talks in his sleep. What should I get him to cure it? Upon which Kim, in all probability, would reply, give him an opportunity to speak when he's awake. Any people who don't understand my English? They may take my place. And remember, you two, in a good marriage, no one wears the pants. Elizabeth, Alexandra, Suzanne. With these musically romantic names of mother and both grandmothers, the bride was launched into our world. What to call her? Elizabeth? The poor girl might become Beth, or Eliza, or Lizzie. Suzanne? Hello, Susie? Or even Annie? No. Alexandra, it should be, thought Mum and Dad. Older brother Fred, with his organized and efficient mind, had other ideas and stripped little sis to calm. Laid-back people as we are, and prone to simplify matters to minimum effort, we fell for this brilliant idea, and poor Alexandra was from then on condemned to usually tread through life as calm. Besides, said Fred, as an afterthought, it is considerably kinder on the tongue and throat. Married, however, maybe warm love and senses of romance and beautiful music may crown her once more as Alexandra. But that's not in our hands. Alexandra was born in June, a sunny summer child, beautiful hair, wide blue eyes, lean, lovely and lively. And lively she was. She walked at 10 months. She ran off at age 2 on her spindly legs around the block in Rotterdam to burn excess energy. After 2 trial runs held by the nanny, she biked off at high speed on her own. A couple of crashes never stalled her biking eagerness. In Jakarta, at age 6, she was the only girl in the school's junior baseball team. They won all their games because the opponents couldn't stop staring at her. Also in Jakarta, while being painted by Lila Dempster, she could not sit still, and Lila asked her to let off steam by running up and down the stairs after every couple of paint strokes. The resulting painting shows Carr with pretty but very defiant facial traits and provocative bare shoulders. In Yokohama, she became captain of the girls' hockey team at the Expatriates Sports Club, which was situated right opposite our home. She absolutely loathed the coarse and high decibels producing Dutch lady trainer. During the summers, Fred and Carr were in great demand as swim guards in that same club. Carr responsible and serious, Fred being chased by and chasing the young girls. At ages 14 to 50 in Horgen on the lake of Zurich, she spent long hours in her room, presumably with homework, and equally long hours glued to the window in that same room, hoping to catch a glimpse of Walter Stünsy. The good-looking neighbor's son, 14 years her senior, an ex-military jet pilot with a heavy and fast motorbike. She once was invited to join him in a 200 km/h show-off on the highway, hugging him tightly around the waist, a feat she reveled in for years to come. Also in Horgen, she showed her daring and challenging traits. With Petra, her mother, and me standing at the bottom of the stairs, and Ka upstairs, told by me to turn Stevie Wonder down on her radio, she stood defiantly at the top of the stairs and, bending forward, grabbing the handrail, called out to me, "Prick." Albeit in Dutch, but the body part is the same. I have to say nonetheless that Ka was, and still is, finely tuned to handle her dad in his odd, dire moods. Friends and family know me as exceptionally easygoing and even-tempered. Yet, I had those isolated moments of discomfort or a twisted mood. Of course, always justifiably brought on. Which Ka invariably knew how to soothe and nurse back to my regular, soft, sweet, and even temper with diplomacy and wisdom. Kindness, cleverness, objectivity, and that sense of diplomacy also showed up in her student days when she was invited to be the valedictorian of her graduate class, delivering the final address to the combined faculties and professorate at the formal graduation ceremony. That was my Ka. Soon to be followed by her presidency of the prestigious Feather Foundation, known in Dutch as the Veerstichting, at Leiden University, and delivering the main address at the annual conference in front of Queen Beatrix and leading captains of industry. After those happy study days came a trip around the world, visiting and staying with friends and family. Ka is an adorable person, sweet and understanding, with much and intense time for and nearness to others, warm and loyal in her friendships. Witness the presence at this wedding occasion of her own and Petra's and mine closest friends with whom she maintained warm contacts. And she is a delightful and loving member of our family. Petra and I are blessed with 3 kids who are cherishing very close ties amongst themselves. After the world trip came work and career in Amsterdam, Brussels and London. Time for man? Hardly. Career first. Interest in man? Somewhat career bound. Until Mr. Wiry Willing Wilson crossed her path and knocked her off her pretty little feet. Look at them now, And isn't it a mighty pleasure to look at them as Mrs. and Mr. Wilson with their sights on a long and happy marital life. Alan, sorry to draw you away from Carl. Alan, some sparks of friendship flew already at our first encounter last Christmas. Since then, Petra and I have met you a number of times and grown in warmth towards you sufficiently to now wholeheartedly welcome you in the family with an equal warm welcome to your mother and witness sister. Our dear vicar has bound you two in betrothal with God's blessing this morning, to which I would like to add Petra's and my own warmest good wishes, that God may indeed bless your union. May we now all join in celebrating the young couple with a toast to Alexandra and Alan.